there in Utah just this last week, so a lot to celebrate at the Sanders household, and it would be complete with another victory from the Thunderbirds today. But it's going to be Weber State getting the tip, and the Wildcats will start with the ball right away. A quick steal, and there's going to be a foul call on the floor. So Claudia Armato injecting some energy early.
Armato at 5'5". Southern Utah might not be the biggest, as we heard Coach Sanders say, you know, 2 players basically at 5'5", with Cardenas and Armato, but what they lack in size, they make up for in hustle.
Yeah, we see Cardenas turning the ball over there with a long shot on a pass, a little bit too much power, some early jitters. Corey Pencer will handle the dribbling for the Wildcats. And Kyla Watkins can't find the open purple jersey. So another turnover. And Armada is going to slow it down. She asks for the screen and gets it.
Weber State coming out in a man-to-man. Miscommunication there on the screens. I'm not sure what happened.
Missed shot by Shea Fano.
Fano left wide open. Southern Utah man-to-man. So both of these teams coming out in strong man-to-man, one pass away defense.
And that'll say Wildcats basketball. And there's a look at the second-year head coach for the Wildcats, Valeda Harris. Again, just trying to build that foundation of the program. She wanted it to be a big goal this season, to be about the process. They turn the ball over again. Cardenas dishes it up ahead and up and in for Fano and Southern Utah on the board.
And that's what Cardenas does so well, is that transition. She pushes the ball and she finds her teammates. She makes everyone around her better, Jenny. And that's the mark of a true all-conference point guard.
Pencer looks underneath and a wide open cut from Watkins.
Watkins averaging just under 10 points, the junior out of Seattle.
And there's a takeaway from Weber State, so getting a hand in there is Matthews. Shot up and long. Weber State comes up with the offensive board and up and in for Hickok.
What a great rebound putback on that anticipation. You know, we talk about these second chance opportunities, and she did a great job with the crash. Defenders hanging on her, and she's able to finish.
So it ended up being Liz Graves that started the game. She'll check out here at 7:45 to go in the quarter, and in comes Ula Chamberlain. Hickok leaves the three-point opportunity short. Wildcats up by 2. It's 4-2. Cardenas up top. Three-point attempt off the mark for Jessica Chatham. Pencer will move traffic. And she feeds.
And that's just a great play by Weber State, and I have to say there's some miscommunication by Southern Utah on what you're going to do on that screen. Are you going to switch or are you going to fight through? But they're definitely late to the ball, which is allowing Weber State to have some momentum here on the offensive end early.
Watkins with 4 of the 6 points for Weber State. And over and a back, and it's going to turn the ball back over to the Wildcats. So they're putting the pressure on early.
Coach Sanders over there clapping, saying defend. I have to agree with her.
So a lot of activity under the basket as Matthews picks up her dribble.
It's got to be a 5-second call here. Oh, she almost had it.
Watkins saved the day. She goes to her right, and Cardenas strips the ball. She's going to go all the way to the other end and ends up drawing the foul call, so Chamberlain will pick up her first foul.
Rebecca Cardenas at the line, shooting 2.
Early free throws for Cardenas. She makes her first, and pretty often she's making them 79% from the free throw line.
I mean, her stat line just goes on and on and on.
It really does. She can do it in a variety of ways. Hickok trying to feed Watkins, back out to Pencer. Pencer to Chamberlain. On the corner, she drives to her right.
Shot clock
and right
down to 10.
under the basket, she finds
That's really good offense. That's good offense, Jenny. That's patient. And, you know, looking for Hickok on the block down there, she's just been a force.
8-3, long three coming from Armato. 8-6 now. Chamberlain trying to answer on the other end, falls short. And here come the Thunderbirds. Travel. So a couple of subs coming in for Southern Utah. Ashley Larson checks in, and it'll be Liz Graves checking in for Weber State.
We have some sister action.
We do have some
between
sister
these
action,
teams.
yeah. Maddie Eaton for Southern Utah and Liz Graves, sisters, 4 years apart.
Liz Graves is her married name. So that would throw you off.
That would
if
throw
you
you
looked
off.
at the rosters.
Yeah, and being a
So
transfer.
I wonder if there's any friendly banter that
there
goes on
has to
between
be, of course.
friendly
We'll see.
family banter.
We'll have to see when Maddie Eaton gets in the game. Cardenas to Ashley Larson. Quickly back underneath, and Fano connecting again.
It's risky with those bounce passes across the key. Southern Utah able to convert.
All tied up at 8. We're heading to the 5-minute mark left in the first quarter here. Liz Graves, she's going to penetrate and up and in with her left hand.
Coach Sanders not happy with the defensive pressure.
Cardenas.
Such a nice drive, and she finishes with her left, Jenny. Did you see that hesitation? As she took it to the hole, she knows right when to stop before she's going to see pressure, and she's able to finish.
That'll bring us to a timeout on the floor. 4:52 remaining here in the first. Yep, she said that key point for them is going to be don't let Weber State feel good, play tough defense, and they'll try to do that here. But first, a rebound off of the free throw attempt.
Six on the shot clock.
Cardenas pulls up. She's going to leave that one short. And up ahead, it's Ashley Hickok with the big rainbow. And a foul on the floor. Kayla Watkins picking up her first foul.
Kayla Watkins, that's her first personal.
It's a good crash by Kayla Watkins. I mean, those are the types of fouls, Jenny, that you would give up, right? Because they're the type that you want your kids out there crashing the glass.
So Watkins will take a seat. Sierra James comes in the game for the first time. Ashley Larson back up top, and we're seeing Harley Hansen. So Harley with her first points.
Harley has been an offensive threat for Southern Utah, averaging almost 13 points a game. Second leading scorer on the team. This Utah team they have 8 kids from Utah. So this is definitely a...
And here she is, Maddie Eaton in the game. So number 20 for the Thunderbirds and number 11 for Weber State, sisters. And we'll see if it plays out at all with some sibling rivalry on the court.
Obviously the in-state rivalry between these two schools. That could also heighten this, Jenny.
Yeah, a lot at stake here.
What a rebound putback. That is a heck of a play by Hickok.
Beautiful job.
I mean, with that hip flexor issue, it's not even showing out there.
Yeah, she's up to 4 points. She was itching to play yesterday in practice. You can tell her competitive juices were flowing.
And that's really good rebound position by Liz Graves. She's going to pick up that.
So Chapman picking up a foul.
And that was great. That was a nice play by Liz Graves in order to get that positioning.
Tenser uses the screen. Cardenas recovers and back up top to Matthews. Over to Graves. She goes to her right and uses the glass.
Defenders hanging off her and she's able to finish.
14-12, Weber State advantage. Cardenas trapped. She's gonna pass off and ball's loose.
That's a rare turnover for her as she makes good decisions when she passes out of traffic. Her teammates just not meeting the ball.
Hickok's gonna drive. She just floats the ball up. And now she's gonna get the foul call.
Nice crash by Ashley Larson.
So Hickok picking up the over the back there. And that's 5 fouls for Weber State. So in the double bonus, and Ashley Larson will have her hand at free throws.
The American Utah product, a Utah Valley University.
She did her Mormon mission in Austria and Germany in 2015 and 16, so she's had a lot of experience over her college time, right? She went to Utah Valley, did her mission, transferred. She's been with the Thunderbirds, and now as a redshirt senior, she's trying to make it count. She's made her free throws count.
7.5 points, over 5 rebounds a game. We're only playing 20 minutes a game. That's good productivity.
Graves with the drive and make. Liz Graves is aggressive. Weber State kind of getting that trap in the corner now that they're set up that way. They get Cardenas to dribble into trouble, and she's going to throw it off of Weber State to keep the ball.
Good smart save by Cardenas. 15 seconds on the clock.
So Larson will inbounds, and here we go. Single digits on the shot clock, down to 6. Underneath the basket, a fourth shot. Now it's at 2. Jessica Chapman can't find the rim.
Just out of sorts on the offensive end for Southern Utah.
Liz Graves dribbling the moves. Matthews to Hickok. She gets it over to James. Here comes Graves using her right. She has 3 Thunderbirds on her and gets a charge call. So that'll be the first on
play her
Liz
down.
Graves.
Just taking some extra time to get up. We'll see right here. It's a good defense, but it looks like Larson, I don't know. I'm not sure.
Her feet were still moving.
It
That
did look
said,
like
she
her
was
feet
kind of caught in transition with her body, but
And what it also looked like is she came down on her knee. So she almost turned and came down awkwardly. It looks like she's going to take a seat.
she'll take a seat, and the freshman Fano will come back in. Cardenas goes to her left. She's moving some traffic around. Gets it to Jessica Chatham, who goes inside. Here comes Weber State. They're trying to make some moves. They're up by 2. 1 minute to go here in the quarter. They'll regather the basketball up top with Matthews. She'll have 16 on the shot clock. Ashley Tom's in the game, and Liz Graves.
Shot clock down to 8. Okay. They're going to call an illegal screen.
So that'll go down on James. It'll be her first.
Just can't move on this at all. See, kind of just holds her. Yeah, she holds her knee. And they're watching that fairly closely, as they should.
And a turnover for the Thunderbirds, but Maddie Eaton fights for it. That's going to be a jump ball. There's that sister action.
That's right. That's aggressive play.
They
right
really
there by
look
Liz
like
Graves.
twins. Do you think they both plan to have braids in their hair as well? They're trying to confuse us, minus the fact that they're wearing different
they do have
jerseys.
the same hairdo. What are their parents wearing?
That's
what I want to see. They got to be here.
Them. Hopefully they're split down the middle. 26 seconds to go.
Shot
in the
clock
quarter.
down
Shot
to
clock
7.
at 7.
And they're going to call another screen going the other way. And it wasn't on a screen. She shoved off.
So there you go. Harley Hansen will pick
Here
up
we're going to
the
look
foul.
right here. Let's take a look at Harley. She does that whole elbow just to push off to create some space, but you can't make contact.
Liz Graves will have the ball, passing it off to Matthews. In the quarter to Toms, down to 8 seconds to go in the quarter, and a shot coming from Ciara James. Rebound, up and in, Liz Graves.
Huge rebound putback by Graves, and if you are...
The 18 points to give the Wildcats a 4-point lead here as we head into the second quarter, and it'll be Wildcats ball. So we'll see if they can continue that momentum.
She's a perfect 4 for 4 from the field. I mean, Weber State shoots 60% from the floor, 9 of 15 in the first quarter. So Coach Harris has to be happy with how they shot the ball.
Want the ball in Graves' hands, but they're going to get it up top, and the 3-ball good for Watkins. She's up to 9.
We talked about the game, the game of basketball being a game of momentum shifts. Jenny, and I would say it's favoring Weber State right now.
Absolutely. Cardina is trying to make her magic happen. She gets it out to Armato.
Shot clock down to 8.
And there you go. Get Cardenas going. That's the plan for the Thunderbirds. She's at 6. She has a free throw, a field goal, and a 3-pointer to get to the 6 points. We know she's versatile, but they need her to catch fire. Watkins to Toms. And the redshirt freshman goes back to Watkins. She's in double figures.
So there is no defensive pressure for Coach Sanders' team right now, as Weber State is having their way on the offensive end. Just miscommunications on screens and stepping in and getting a hand in the passing lanes.
So they forced a turnover on one end. Ball goes out of bounds, but it'll stay Wildcat basketball. Jessica Chatham checking out, and Ashley Larson in. Another sub coming this time for the Wildcats as Matthews checks into the game. Ciara James will come out.
You wonder if any of this, the overtime win against Eastern, which snapped their 15-game losing streak, just gave them this momentum going into this game. As they're rebounding, they're crashing.
We saw Liz Graves there. It was kind of a bad bounce, literally. It went over her head and ended up in the Thunderbirds' hands. Now a chance for Armato. 3-ball, too long. Crashing the boards again. Weber State all over it. Tough pass there, and then a takeaway from Claudia Armato. Shot coming from, I would say the other Graves, but they have different last names, from Maddie Eaton. Liz Eaton, Graves' sister. And a dribble off of her foot, so Cheyenne Lowland turns the ball over for the Wildcats.
Possibly that defensive stop will turn into some offensive momentum for Southern Utah.
5-point advantage for the Wildcats. Harley Hansen with the ball. She's trying to move some traffic and got Ashley Larson to help her out. She dishes it off to Fano, who's fouled.
Good defense by Weber State. If you're Larson, you got to go up with it right then. You know, you notice the dribble across the key. She had a 1-foot basket that she could have put away. She made it more difficult for herself. You know, adversity, Jenny.
Right.
You have to fight through that in this tournament, these tournament games, because you're certainly not going to get every call. You're not going to get every play that's going to go your way.
Moreland picking up the foul for Weber State.
And Weber State just playing aggressive defense.
Cardenas to Larson. She pulls up, and that's way over the basket.
And that's a good change by Watkins. A help and recover.
Chamberlain out to Matthews. She's going to reverse it and out of bounds. The Wildcats will turn the ball over. It's now 10 for them to the 7 turnovers from Utah State. Or, excuse me, Southern Utah.
Looks like they both got tripped up, but I think Watkins is going to get that foul.
She is. That'll be her second.
Watkins just anticipating that pass and just trips.
2 fouls here in the second quarter for the Wildcats. Cardenas finds a cutting Larson, and the
Weber
ball out
State's
of bounds.
not having that. They're shutting down the cutting. They're making it difficult for Southern Utah to execute on offense.
Again, I think that energy just really translates. You have a lot of young, hungry players, and they're taking all the knowledge and all the experience of a very long season, and it's almost like they've bottled it up, and it's coming out on the court today. 5-point lead. Hickok goes up and in. 3-point play coming for Darren Hickok, the freshman from Portland, Oregon.
Definitely representing the future for Coach Harris. And that was a great power play. As we're going to take a look at it here, it's a good finish. You got contact. You got Harley Hansen hanging on you.
And she makes it. 7 points now for Hickok. She had 30 points earlier this year against Southern Utah. Cardenas trying to make something happen. And she goes to her left to do it.
And she does a very good job of anticipating the lane and drawing in the defender. And you have to guard her honest, Jenny, because she's one that can finish. So you have to guard her all the way to the rim. Again, some turnovers here for Weber State.
I think that's Weber State's ball. I think it went off Cardenas, but yeah. So they're getting the play call in from Harris. They'll have 20 seconds on the shot clock. Chamberlain will inbounds it to Pencer. She feeds Chamberlain in a turnover. Turnover back on the other side. Hickok with a heads-up play. And Weber State basketball again. She gets it up top to Matthews. They're going to try and swing it. They do. Pencer to the elbow. She gets stuffed by Hansen. Now inside to Matthews. Matthews working the moves and in. Way to stay with it. The tenacity of Weber State to not give up.
Just anticipating which direction the defender was going to go with you. And that's a nice freshman move. That's a nice freshman post move underneath.
Cardenas is down. Her teammates will help her up. Hickok thought she had a pretty sweet move, and it did look like a block, but the foul goes down on her teammate, Corey Pencer. Check this out. I mean, she comes through with the swat, and her reaction was like, yeah, but simultaneously, Cardenas got fouled by Pencer. So they even up the lane there, move Chamberlain onto the line, and Cardenas has free throws coming. Up and in, she gets the roll. Cardenas, the first Thunderbird into double figures. She has 10. Not the leading scorer in this contest, though. That belongs to Kayla Watkins of Weber State. They're up by 7. 28-21, 5:05 to go here in the quarter. And a missed shot by Matthews leads way to a Thunderbirds opportunity. Cardenas at the free throw line again, this time with the J, so smooth.
Behind the back, pulls up smooth. They need more of that. I mean, she's the leading scorer for the Big Sky this year. I mean, 17, almost 18 points a game. Southern Utah's got to lean on her offensively.
You see Tracy Sanders laughing because of the foul call there. It was almost like she had no other way to react than to laugh at the call on Armada.
So 7, although we saw 6 go all the way to the championship last year.
We
in
did.
Eastern Washington.
We did. Spencer passes it off to Hickok. She finds Chamberlain. And she's going to pass it off to Matthews. Shot clock down to single digits. It's at 6, and it's go time. They're trying to get the ball to Hickok. Now at 2, you got to throw up a prayer, and oh, it hits the rim, so no shot clock violation. It'll be a rebound for Ashley Larson instead for the Thunderbirds. Armato finds Larson. She takes a dribble and out to Harley Hansen. Trap in the corner for Weber State.
And picking up your dribble in the corner with 2 defenders on you, not a great move by Harley. If you don't want to pick up your dribble in the corner.
No, the jump ball will stay possession for the Thunderbirds. They do have 9 seconds on the shot clock, so we'll see what inbounds play they decide to run. Just out to Armato, and they're going to try and find a look. Counting down the shot clock, now it's 3, and Harley Hansen has to put it up. She misses, and a Weber State rebound. Here they come. Darren Hickok leading the charge for these Wildcats. Chamberlain drives. Off to Watkins, up and in. She's at 13. Weber State is shooting over 61% from the floor. They average 37% during the season for field goal shooting percentage. It's a big reason why they're up by 7 right now.
Just impressed with Hickok's play. I know she's going to take a seat here on this foul. Hickok just, Cardenas is just too much here with the bump. They're not going to allow her to do that. But boy, she has been on both ends of the floor playing so hard.
And again, not to belabor the point, but she's had that right hip flexor have been held out, so
it's been a huge part of the surge for Weber State in this game so far.
There's a nice feed to Cardenas. She goes up with the left hand. It hits both sides of the rim, but won't fall. Weber State turns the ball over. 3 minutes left in the half and a 7-point deficit for the 6th-seeded Thunderbirds. Cardenas uses the screen off Larson. She's trying to find a lane. She pulls up for the jumper and gets the roll. That's what happens when you're a good shooter.
It's a nice overload by Southern Utah, though, letting Cardenas have that range. I heard Coach Sanders say, set that screen low. Give her some range. Give her some room, and she converts.
It was a slow start for Cardenas, but she is in full speed mode now with 14 points. Loses the basketball, and here come the Thunderbirds up ahead to Harley Hansen. She's going to have to hold up. Ashley Larson was wide open behind her, but she put it up and missed. Chamberlain on the other end with the dish, and Kayla Watkins completely misses. Ashley Larson grabs the free ball. Cardenas to her left.
A nice
dishing out to Chapman. Looks like she might have traveled, but they get the block call on Matthews.
That's such a nice dish to Chapman. Cardenas just putting it right in her hands right here. Watch this dish. You draw in the double team. I almost feel like Chapman could have had the shot instead of taking the drive because she was wide open. Cardenas had sucked in the defenders, and then Chapman went right back to that place where the defenders were.
Made her first, missed her second, and Matthews tried to grab the rebound underneath, yet knocks it out of bounds, so it'll stay Thunderbirds ball. Armato inbounds it to Larson. And she'll throw it to Maddie Eaton. Back to Larson. And good. She's getting in a little rhythm now for the Thunderbirds.
Nice mid-range jumper by Larson.
Ashley Toms back in the game for the Wildcats. She finds Chamberlain. That three is long, and it's going to be Southern Utah's ball. Now just a 2-point lead for the Wildcats. Big possession here for the Thunderbirds. Cardenas, she'll use the lane. They cleared out for her, but too hard off the glass. Pencer will bring it up for the Wildcats, up to Chamberlain. She feeds inside, and Sierra James gets knocked around by the bigger Larson.
That's tough. You don't make the shot. James turns around and fouls.
It's 5 fouls now on Weber State, so double bonus time with 1:12 left in the half.
This is definitely favoring Southern Utah in this last swing here, but going into halftime.
So Ashley Larson will be at the line to try and tie it up. Can't do it after the first miss. They're still down by 2. Liz Graves trying to check in for Weber State. And she makes the second. So on the whistle, here comes Graves, and
Back in for Weber State, number 11.
out comes Pencer. Larson's at 5, and that cuts it to just 1. Weber State needs a bucket. Graves drives and foul on the floor. Ashley Larson will pick up her first.
She's out of bounds.
So that was a big turnover for the Wildcats. The Thunderbirds will try and take advantage. 1 minute to go, and the officials are going to go to the scores table. And I think they're going to check that again. Review where she was.
Just double check the clock.
Here's a look at that last play. Right there, her foot looks out of bounds, yeah.
I think there was a debate, though, as to what the clock should be, so they took 1 extra second off. It went from 1 minute to 59 seconds.
There you go. So 58 seconds now, 28 on the shot clock. Armato will do the point guard duties. And the Thunderbirds will try and gain control of this before the half. Maddie Eaton drives out to Larson for the jumper. No good, and a rebound with a foul call over the back on Chapman. So it's her second. Eight seconds separate the game clock and the shot clock, and a turnover there. Thunderbirds wanting to slow it down, according to Ashley Larson. It'll be Cardenas up top. to look for the best shot and have to think it's Cardenas driving. They're gonna call 5-second call, and how about that, sister on sister? You wanna play the mental game there. Liz Graves, the older one, getting in Maddie Eaton's head.
Difficult. I think she was thinking one step ahead and didn't realize how much she had and how long she had the ball.
The last shot belonging to Weber State, and how about that? What a make for Ashley Toms, and an exclamation point for the Wildcats. What a first half of action they have brought to the number 6 seed Southern Utah Thunderbirds. Number 11 seed, the Wildcats, they're up by 3 at the half, 32-29. You're watching Big Sky Championships right here on Pluto TV. Second half action underway now. As the third quarter begins, it is Weber State ball, and there's an early turnover. Harley Hansen coming out of the halftime with a lot of energy. Hansen just 2 points in the first half, so they're going to try and get her involved a little more. Armada
stepped
out
on
of
the line.
bounds. That's been happening a lot in the men's game with the three-point line being moved back, but we've seen it twice in this game already. Out on the corner, so Pencer, she'll take the ball up for the Wildcats. Hickok finds a wide open Wildcat in the middle, and Watkins now has 15.
Just a miscommunication with Southern Utah on those screens. They've really struggled, and coming out of halftime, you'd think that they would be somewhat more organized. Again, both teams not coming out with defensive assertiveness.
Chapman fights through it for the points. She has 3.
Both teams coming out man-to-man. They like to set a lot of on-ball picks, Jenny, up high.
And there's a steal for Rebecca Cardenas. She's the Big Sky Conference Defensive Player of the Year for a reason. Harley Hansen 3-ball attempt, a little long, but the Thunderbirds get the rebound. Second chance points, good for Cardenas.
You rarely see that with a big that will give it up to their guard, and Fano hands it to Cardenas under the hoop, who's able to finish. She's so good around the rim with finishing.
Cardenas has continued to climb in the all-time scoring list this year for the Thunderbirds. She sits in the top 5. She's going to leave her mark on the program. Hickok cross-court pass, and that's off the mark for Watkins. Underneath, a foul call on Liz Graves, so that will be the second for the redshirt junior. Belita Harris, she's looking on, sitting there saying, come on, let's go. Keep the lead. They had a 3-point lead at half, now down to just 1 point here in the third quarter. Big 3-point shot up top.
One
That's
shot
off,
and
and
up
Liz Graves with the rebound.
for Southern Utah. No one on the glass.
Hickok with the big drive, and she had the size advantage. How about Liz Graves going up for the rebound, but she can't finish. Cardenas out to Armada, 3-ball long, and good positioning by Matthews. That'll be an over the back on Chapman.
T-Birds foul number 24, Jessica Chapman.
So that'll be her third personal.
Nice positioning by Matthews as we looked at that replay. Rebounding is all about positioning. Weber State has definitely held that advantage so far in this game.
Graves goes to her left and out to Hickok for 3. That's short. And a hustle to the ball, but a whistle. It's a tough break for Liz Graves because now she picks up her third.
Coach Harris is going to sub her out of here.
She's playing aggressive, but you want to try and stay out of foul trouble. Unfortunately, it's going to end up with her on the bench. And here comes Ula Chamberlain. She has been quiet. The freshman hasn't had a point in this one. She's averages 10.6 points a game. She had 29 against Southern Utah back on February 22nd. We'll see if they can't get her involved. Cardenas tries to get the ball to Chapman cutting, couldn't do it. They'll swing it. Armada underneath to Chapman. And she falls up short. Good defense by Hickok. She's just straight up in there.
She got sucked under, though. Chapman needs to know where she's at placement-wise. She looks over for the foul, but she's not going to get that when you're so far under the basket. You have to know where you're at. You can't look to the ref to bail you out.
Armada will inbounds it to Harley Hansen. Back to Armada, a cutting Cardenas.
Shot clock down to 10.
How about that? Pencer gets right in there and causes a jump ball. Possession's going to stay with the Thunderbirds, but a heads-up play by Corey Pencer.
Very rare turnover for Cardenas here. She's just one step ahead, trying to execute on offense and just trying to do so much for her squad, but not anticipating the defender. Shot clock down to 3.
And there we go, it's Weber State basketball with the turnover. Up ahead, and Watkins, she'll let traffic fly by and continue to add to her score. She's at 17.
So Pencer with the big defensive stop, and then she turns around and gets the ball down the floor. She's been a catalyst for this run for Weber.
Cardenas from the elbow, she's at 18. 7 of 10 from the floor. Again, she's Big Sky Conference first team. Pencer, long 3, and it's Southern Utah's ball. I love a story I read about Cardenas where she got a text that she had to get a drug test, and she was pumped about it. She goes, yes, that means I'm doing something right if you're getting the drug test call, right?
That's right.
That's what she does. She is a scrappy player. So there's the reach-in foul.
It's just quick. I mean, she's one of those that's got that quick first step to the basket. Difficult to defend.
Hickok to the bench with 3 fouls. And a late whistle there. Dari Franzen will go to the line, and Pencer picks up her 3rd foul, so some foul trouble now for Weber State. They have Hickok and Pencer with 3 fouls apiece.
And still almost 6 minutes on
James as well, yeah.
Almost 6 minutes on the clock, and the next foul for Weber State will put Southern Utah at the free throw line from here on out.
So there you go. She makes the bucket. The second free throw. There's a travel call. So here's where some momentum can come for the Thunderbirds. All tied up at 36. I said 4 were in foul trouble. 3 in foul trouble with 3 apiece for Weber State. That's James Graves and Hickok. Up and in for Ashley Larson, and there's the lead for Southern Utah.
It's a great look by Armado. She looked up the floor. Good finish by Southern Utah, trying to continue this momentum shift.
Tom's with room. She got a little double team action, and now the ball underneath. There's Chamberlain, first bucket of the game here in the 3rd quarter.
And this is a resilient Weber bunch when you think about it. Shot clock is ticking down. Chamberlain found a way.
Yeah, they aren't reacting to that pressure. Late foul call there, and Harley Hansen will head to the line. Second foul on Jaden Matthews. But this one has been interesting. The 11-seeded Wildcats are all tied up with the 6-seeded Thunderbirds at 38 apiece. Harley Hansen at the line after getting fouled underneath by Matthews. Hansen averages 12.8 points a game. She's been quiet in this contest, just 3 points now with the made free throw. 1-point advantage again for the Thunderbirds. Toms up top to Pencer. Getting some foul trouble for Weber State, so some of their regulars on the bench right now.
Cardenas with her 5th steal of the game. Her quiet stats as she just makes an impact for Southern Utah.
Maddie Eaton on the board. And here she goes again with the steal, and we'll see if she has the finish. Ball goes out of bounds, but they're saying off of Tom's. Ashley had a different feeling about it. Inbounds up and over, and Matthews comes up with the rebound. Toms will be the point guard with Pencer on the bench. Chamberlain picks up her dribble out to Matthews. Toms has range, but she passes it off. Matthews intercepts. Chamberlain with
shot clock down
digits.
to 7. And this is where Weber struggles. Shot clock ticking down. I don't think that James was anticipating that pass. Got to credit Southern Utah with stepping up their defensive pressure.
Yeah, went up and over her head. So she goes back to the bench and summons Kyla Watkins to go to the scorers table. That's their leading scorer for Weber State in this contest. She has 17. Way off the mark, but grabs the ball again, up and can't make it.
2 shot attempts, just not able to finish.
Maddie Eaton's gonna pick up the foul, the first for the freshman. A reach-in foul.
Again, just trying to pop that ball, just looking for the steal. Gotta watch the hand. She thought it was clean. She's still shaking her head.
She made extra eye contact, let's say, with the referee. It held a little long. So now playing defense again on Chamberlain. Her hands are in there, but she's trying to stay aggressive without picking up another. Chamberlain misses, and Harley Hansen gets the rebound. Fano hands it off. And Eaton gets stuffed. Sierra James gets a hand on the ball, it goes out of bounds, so it'll stay with the Thunderbirds.
It's a long 6'2" arm right there that came out of nowhere.
Fano looking around, she'll get it up to Hansen. Hansen drives, ball on the ground, and they come up with it.
Amazing loose ball recovery. That was a nice play by Franzen. But Harley Hansen able to come up with it. That's a big basket.
5 points for Hansen now. Pencer off to Watkins. Back to Pencer, and she's trying to get everyone to move and clear out.
Shot clock down to 5.
Watkins has to get rid of it again. They're playing 2-man basketball over there and a shot clock violation.
Coach Sanders over there cheering her team on. You know, Jenny, there's adversity during games, and this is it for one of these teams. And so they got to fight through it. We've watched Southern Utah now just quietly take that lead here, now leading by 5.
Cardenas leads the Thunderbirds with 18 points. And a nice pass there. Franzen can't convert. James comes up with the rebound for Weber State, and here comes Pencer. Corey Pencer grew up just 45 minutes from Boise, where we are now in Melba, Idaho, so sure she has plenty of friends and family locally here to cheer her and the Wildcats on. Long pass, but Cardenas saves it. She gets it to Fano.
That would have been so impressive had that have gone in.
It would have been, but it's going to be Weber State basketball. That's what Cardenas can do. That's the Heart and Hustle Award right there. 5'5", she has hops. She has a nose for the ball. She's just a grinder. Chamberlain drives baseline, dishes out to Pencer for three. That's going to come up short.
Battle for the boards, but Weber State not finding the hole in these last few possessions.
So some subs in, those that were in foul trouble for Weber State, back on the floor to make a big difference. You're talking about the freshman Darren Hickok and the redshirt senior in Liz Graves. This could change the mood a little bit here with 1:12 to go in the third quarter. Southern Utah looking to build on their 5-point lead. Fano, she's going to inbounds it to Cardenas.
Cardenas looking for an opportunity to drive, not able to finish.
Can't finish the reverse, and it's going to be Weber State ball. Let's see how offensively this possession's any different with Graves and Hickok back in. Chamberlain drives but travels. And this is where things have been very different between the two teams. 23 turnovers for Weber State to just 12 for Southern Utah.
Which means they're doing a lot of it to themselves.
Fano, long three. How about Liz Graves? Great positioning there, and she's going to get the over-the-back call. So Franzen will pick that up. Just good positioning.
Liz Graves putting her body right here on the line. It's a good box out.
Chamberlain running the point. Hands it off to Matthews. Back to Chamberlain, long three. And in!
And that is the offensive spark that Weber State needed to pull within two.
16 seconds to go in the third quarter. Southern Utah looking to make a splash before the final 10 minutes of this one. Cardenas has 3 seconds on the clock. She'll throw up a prayer and nothing. So Southern Utah looking for the foul there.
She's got a lengthy resume. Probably anxious to get back to Utah. You know, spent 6 years at the University of Utah.
And Matthews falls short. Yeah, for Harris, a pretty cool recognition to be the first African-American woman to coach a Division I program in any sport in the state of Utah. She played her college ball at Portland State. And now the shot clock at 5. Here comes Hickok. What a move. She can't get it to fall. But she'll have free throws coming.
She has been all over the floor.
All over. You'd have no idea she was dealing with an injury as of late. Again, I watched her at practice yesterday. No contact scheduled for her. She was itching, shooting all the basketball.
And maybe that was a good thing that they kept her out of the contact, just to rest that hip flexor one more day, because it's apparently reversed today, because she is not showing any.
And there she goes.
Any muscle aching, as she's been muscling her way on both ends of the floor.
Absolutely. She's at 9. How about this? Tied ball game again. Looking for some fourth quarter magic for either team. Fighting to move on. Winner will face the 3-seeded Idaho State Bengals.
And that's great defense by Jaden Matthews. That's a good no foul, straight up.
Causing a turnover. We'll see if they can get points off it. They've been good with points off turnovers so far today. That one falls short from Ula Chamberlain. Here comes Cardenas and the Thunderbirds. Out to Maddie Eaton. Free ball off the mark, but Fano muscles her way for the rebound and put back.
It's a strong power move.
Both teams struggling from three-point range today. Just hasn't been a part of either game. Both have 2 apiece and shooting under 20%. Chamberlain drives, and she dishes out, but Hickok out of bounds once again.
They're really watching that on the
corner
cutting
spot, coming into trouble. Interesting, it's happened so many times in one ball game. (45-43), Thunderbirds advantage. And anytime Cardenas has the ball in her hands, you're just waiting for her to take over a ball game. She's gonna pull out and put the moves on Hickok. She'll induce the foul. Hickok not happy about it because that's her fourth.
And that's a risky double team over in the corner because Cardenas is very good at scrambling out of this. As you notice, you think she's going to pick up her dribble, but she gets herself out of that. Not sure about that foul. There wasn't a lot of contact there.
Yeah, it was a little ticky-tacky down there. Coach Harris coming to greet her freshman as she had to take her out and just kind of gave her a fist bump. Likes how she's playing hard and aggressive. Doesn't want that to stop, but doesn't need her to pick up her fist, so she takes her out with 8 minutes to go. Eaton will have single digits. Fano puts up the 3. And the rebound going to a fighting Sierra James. Liz Graves off of the pick to her right. She dishes out, and Ula Chamberlain can't connect.
Good look, just not able to find it.
Just 2 for 7 from field goal range from Ula. Harley Hansen goes over the rim. Fano's there to grab the ball, but out of bounds.
Harley Hansen just unable to convert. It's just almost like she sensed more contact, but Fano coming up with it, but unable to convert on the offensive end for Southern Utah.
Fano comes out of the game. Franzen checks in. Chamberlain working the baseline. Out to Pencer. He's going to move some traffic to drive. And she pushed off, but they're going to call a travel. Here comes Kyla Watkins back in for Weber State. Sierra James checks out. Franzen inbounds the ball to Armato. Cardenas to Chapman. She drives to her left and uses the glass.
That's a nice take right there. A nice power move to the basket. And what I really liked about that move, Jenny, is the finish. The soft finish. You go up hard, but you finish soft.
Weber State has it on the perimeter in Pencer's hands. Watkins for 3. How about Kyla Watkins? She's up to 20. She's made 2 of the 3 threes for Weber State today.
Showing her range, Jenny.
Lots of
6'2".
it. Chapman from the elbow. She misses, and look who comes up with the rebound. Jaden Matthews has been working the board. She's at 11 for Weber State. So they're calling that on Ula Chamberlain. That'll be her 3rd.
Armato just kind of pushed back. Almost lost her balance, but kept her arms up here. We'll see what happens. Yeah, the arm. Ula got her with the arm.
Cardenas for 3. Can't make, and a rebound for Kayla Watkins. So Weber State the other way, down by 1. 5:38 to go. Graves to Watkins. She's looking for the cutter and decides to dribble. Pass to Matthews. She had an open lane, but Chapman taking the ball away from her. Ula right there and traded the basketball back and forth until a foul call came.
Just hustle plays. I mean, someone's season is going to come to an end here. at the conclusion of this game. And so there should be bodies on every loose ball, but you're gonna see just defensive pressure here.
It's Chamberlain's 4th foul, and Coach Harris was very confused, didn't even realize that she picked up the foul. She didn't think it was on Chamberlain, so now she has 4 and got someone to the scores table a little too late. Chamberlain goes up with her left.
Cardenas with the finish. Just so poised underneath there, but they're gonna need more here coming down the stretch.
That's
they're
a
gonna need
Chamberlain,
some
you're right.
stops.
Cardenas, so 20 now for the senior. Lead up to 3 for Southern Utah. Graves, dribble drive, and grabs the foul call.
Foul teamers number 23,
Harley Hansen picking up the foul. That's her 3rd, and with the timeout, that leads us to a break. 3 now at the free throw line for Liz Graves.
2 shots coming. Liz Graves.
Makes the first, she's up to 9. Misses the second one to get into double digits. Cardenas passes it off to Armato. Franzen setting the high screen, but Armato won't use it. She finds Cardenas again. And that's gonna draw a foul. Ashley Toms picking up her first.
Foul number 2.
You know, Southern Utah putting Armada at the point and running that high post screen for Cardenas coming off. She's tough as she makes that turn to the basket, Jenny, as she picks up that foul.
Pencer to the bench, and in comes Darren Hickok. Again, 4 fouls for her, so I have to be careful. Right around Matthews goes Franzen, and she has 3 points and a 4-point lead for Utah, Southern Utah. Hickok draws the foul, so Chapman picking up her 4th and now in foul trouble.
Foul called on number 24.
Just a smart move by Hickok to get in there, and Chapman didn't have positioning.
It's just resilience there as she takes it to the hole. These free throws are critical. Every basket is critical as we're under 5.
So Hickok missing 3 free throws in a row. Armato looked to pass. She finds Cardenas at the top, and 3.
Big 3-point basket by Cardenas. You have to know where she is at all times on the floor. She's a gamer.
She had a slow start in this contest, had just a free throw for a while, added a field goal and then a 3, and all of a sudden she has gone off. 23 points, but that's what Cardenas does to you.
What a block.
Franzen with a big block on Watkins, but Graves ended up with the ball and the bucket.
This Weber State team has come up with an answer every time. They're very resilient, continuing to fight back.
Still down by 5. Cardenas again with the cut. She gets Chapman up top, who drives and off the glass.
That's a big basket right there.
Well, getting heated a little bit underneath as well. You see Tom's contest, so they've certainly stayed that course in terms of battling back and taking a lead. See if they can keep it now with 3:05 to go. Chapman to Armada up top. You saw Hickok trail the ball. She was trying to perhaps get a steal. She has to be careful. She has 4 fouls. And a kick, so it's going to be an inbounds play for the Thunderbirds.
40 on the shot clock. After the kick.
Ball inbounds to Cardenas. She's going to use the pick to put on the moves. Tries to get her own rebound, but Hickok comes up with it. She's going the other way. No Wildcats trailing. And Graves gets the rebound.
Weber State unable to convert. Multiple opportunities. You got to admire their ability to crash the glass. They'll keep the ball with 19 seconds on the clock.
They've won on the glass today. They're plus 10, up 45 to 25 over Southern Utah on the boards. But it's the score that matters, and they're still down by 7. Hickok drives. Can't get it to go in, but she'll have free throws. You can tell she's hurting a little bit. Took an extra pause, but she's going to work it out at the line.
And you wonder if that hip flexor is bothering her when she's shooting a set shot like a free throw.
Right.
Because you notice she's been off somewhat. So we've talked about her not really skipping a beat out there, but you can see it on her face.
Well, she has had a lot of grit in this one. That free throw fall, she had missed 3 straight, but makes that one. 5 of 8 from the line. Hickok with 11. Down by 5 as Weber State. 2:20 to go. Chapman was trying to get the ball to Eaton. She eventually does, and on the wide open cut.
Got sister guarding sister.
They're out. It is. Larson comes up short, and Sister Graves comes up with the ball off to Hickok. She loses it. Can't get that foul call. Good discipline there.
Weber State's 29th turnover.
1:50 to go. Did she step on the line?
She did. We had quite a few of those calls today.
Well, a turnover. It's time for Weber State to capitalize. Hickok back to Chamberlain. She fires. Short on the rim, and Larson gets the rebound. Off to Eaton, and she's going to slow it down with
And smart
1:23 to go.
You want to take every tick off the shot clock when you have the lead. There's no need to play at that kind of pace.
Hickok guarding Cardenas. That's a tough battle when you have 4 fouls. She can make you move around.
8.
And there it is. That's going to be foul number 5 for Hickok. Harris is shaking her head. I don't think she was wanting her to foul at that point.
Coach Harris wasn't wanting her to foul.
So the freshman got the wrong idea there and ends up with 5 fouls, fouling out of this game with 11 points. Kudos to Darren Hickok, injured all week and able to come in and give some strong minutes for this team. What a learning experience for her. Not the one you want to have there, but it's going to pay dividends, you would think, for Weber State in the future. So Cardenas making both free throws, and that will extend the lead for Southern Utah. They're up by 7. Weber State needs to push it.
1 minute remaining in the game. 1 minute.
Chamberlain's going to dribble drive. And a foul call.
So the Utah foul, number 40.
It's going to go on Franzen. So Ula Chamberlain will be at the line for the first time today.
Ashley Toms reports it.
So Toms came in for Kyla Watkins. Probably a defensive plan. Ula makes her first.
Looking for more quickness. You're going to pick them up full court.
Chamberlain, an 83% free throw shooter. And gets the roll. So 7 points and a sub coming in. So Cheyenne Lolan comes in for Chamberlain, and now you're going to get a timeout to talk it over a little bit more. And defensively, how things are going to go for the Wildcats. We're seeing, you're right, a little more speed in their play. And on the other side for Southern Utah, this wasn't the showing that they expected coming out, but how do you finish the game? That's what's going to matter. What is the final score? And right now, they are in the lead, and they're going to try and just finish things out here in Boise today in round one. Cardenas has the ball, and no one can catch her because she's so fast. She gets rid of it, but they are going to put the foul call on Tom.
The motor on that girl.
So Cardenas at the line almost feels like the dagger in and of itself. She is 25 on the day. And there's one right there. She had a season high of 30 points against Northern Colorado earlier this year. Misses the second. 26 in this one. Weber State and Valeda Harris are going to call a timeout to talk it over. Down by 6 now. What's your offensive strategy here?
You just got to get a point. You got to get a basket, and it's got to be quick. Because 46 seconds looks like a lot of time, but you got to get down the floor. So you got to get that. You got to push the ball down the floor and get a shot up. I don't know if you take it and drive it, go all the way and get a quick 2, but really you need a 3. You need points.
Yeah, Watkins, obviously the top scorer for Weber State with 20 points, but I think Liz Graves, they might put the ball in her hand. She's quick. She's a quick step.
And then what you want to do if you do get a score is you got to pick up right away and look for Southern Utah to throw the ball away. Try to create that turnover first before you foul.
Yeah, create a little havoc if you can. So Liz Graves is going to inbound it. We'll see if they don't try and get the ball back to her quickly. Put it in Chamberlain's hands. Here's Graves on the,
Whoa.
They were trying to get it to her. She was screaming for it. They got to go.
Got to get a basket up.
Chamberlain puts it up. Oh, can't get the roll to fall. Foul call will send her to the line.
Too much time clicked off the ticker there. I mean, we went from 46 seconds down to 31. Just too much time.
Yeah, I'd agree. We saw Graves inbound it and kind of swing all the way around to be wide open. She was screaming for the ball and never got it. I think that was their original move, but nevertheless, they end up with points with Chamberlain on the line. She has 8, looking to make it 9, and she will. With that, subs will come in. Oh, looks like they called a timeout.
32nd, Southern Utah.
First timeout.
So, quick talk it over here. There is a 1.4 differential between the game clock and the shot clock now. Shouldn't come into too much play because I
Just put it in Cardenas'
have
hands.
a feeling we're going to
If Southern Utah, that's your best
more
bet.
foul call, yeah.
She's almost a 79% free throw shooter.
And as we just saw in their last possession, she is fast. So they're going to have a hard time if the ball is in her hands to get that quick foul like Weber State wants.
You feel good if you have a veteran point guard like that you can go to.
Absolutely, that makes the
inbounding the
difference.
ball.
Experience is the big difference between these two teams. So they have Toms on her. She's going to inbounds the ball.
She's also the best passer on the team, and so that was actually a smart move by Coach Sanders when you think about it, because turnovers could really kill you there.
So Toms gets the foul. It'll send Chapman to the line. So just making some substitutions for defense versus offense. Got the offensive squad ready to go. And on the miss in the first one, they're going to try and grab a rebound if she can miss the second one and push it. 59-55, 4-point lead for the Thunderbirds. Make it a 5-point lead. And another timeout. So Weber State taking the timeout there.
30-second.
They are down to one final timeout and 2 timeouts remaining for Southern Utah here. Game plan, Krista, go. Write it up.
Score. Score, score, score.
Score any way you can and as quick as you can.
I'm really perplexed by that last possession that Weber State had where they took so much time off the clock. I'm not quite sure what they were looking for there.
But again, you have to wonder about the inexperience, right? You talk about a lot of freshmen on the floor, underclassmen on the floor, and that pressure seeping in of like, if the open man isn't there right away, what am I going to do? And I'm not saying that was the case. They ended up poised. They got points in the line. But now we'll see again with Graves running the inbound if they try and do the same thing where she kind of swings around to get open. Ball into Pencer. And Pencer's going to go. Out to Graves. They're going to swing it. Still a lot of time ticking down. Finally fires one up. And off the glass. Kayla Watkins with the big shot. In the 2020 Big Sky Conference Tournament, who will it be? Toms with a big steal, and here come the Wildcats. Up ahead to Liz Graves. She's going to go against her sister, and they're going to call the travel. Maddie Eaton been dreaming of the day, and Liz Graves is down on the floor. There's a lot of tears from Liz Graves right now as her teammates help her up. Hey, will you? So the turnover call, you can't tell if Liz Graves is upset about the call or if she's kind of hurting a little bit. Maybe a little bit of both. Tears for the older sister and elation for the have to try and do it again. Armada will inbound. 13.6 seconds, 60-58 is the Thunderbirds over the Wildcats, and Toms has to foul. She fouls pretty hard, and Cardenas is down on the ground.
That is a tough foul. She rolled right into.
Cardenas grabbed her elbow for a bit before being helped up by her teammates. And Toms felt terrible, you could tell. That was a very hard foul.
Here's the replay. You know, momentum is going towards the play. She didn't mean to come across the top of her. I don't think there was any ill will there. It's just intense towards the end of the game, and Cardenas cut underneath. I think they're going to have to review it, though.
They're going to have to review it.
Just to see, but Cardenas is so quick with her movements, Jenny, that she just pulled back ever so slightly.
Yes, but the refereeing crew, they're going to probably look at the intention of it. And we'll take another look as well. So you see Toms coming off. Again, she just got a steal, and she's just going for a quick foul, but you see Cardenas is moving back into it. There's a lot of anger coming from the Weber State bench. They're wondering, looks like girls are checking in. I'm wondering if they told them that that was going to be an intentional foul. Refs are talking it over in the middle of the court now, away from the monitors. So they're saying 2 shots.
Which it would have been anyway.
It would have been anyway.
So I don't think they're.
So she's lining up for shots. Teammates are lining up with her. Blowing the whistle to get Weber State out on the floor. Toms is not back in the game. She has 4 fouls.
Rebecca Cardenas now at the line.
So it didn't go down as intentional, but here are the shots in the bonus. Rock solid, up by 3 for Southern Utah. Cardenas now has 27. Make it 28 with both free throws.
Big free throws right there. Give him some breathing room.
Big free throws from a big-time player. Weber State.
You just don't foul.
Hands.
Just let him use up that clock.
Shot up and over. It's going to be Southern Utah pulling away with the victory as the shot clock rolls down to 0.